Hello everyone. I hope you have been enjoying the series of videos that we have been making for you in relation to diet and diabetes and how to control diabetes using healthy dietary principles. I'm Dr. V. Mohan, Chairman of Dr.Mohan's Diabetes Specialities Center. We have discussed in earlier videos about the role of carbohydrate, protein, fats, fiber, and so on. In this video, I want to talk to you about the importance of eating small, frequent feeds. In other words, eating at regular intervals. I know a lot of you are believers in intermittent fasting, and you say that, oh, if I fast for 16 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, it is good for you. Now, I'm not talking about people without diabetes, because that's a different cup of tea altogether. But for people with diabetes, remember, you're also taking medication. You're also taking insulin, perhaps. Now, if you have your insulin shot or some of the powerful anti-diabetic drugs, and then you fast for 12 hours, 14 hours, and so on, the chances of you getting a hypoglycemia is much more. Again, there is a mistaken belief that just if you do intermittent fasting, it'll solve all your problems, your sugar will get under control, your weight will come down, and everything is rosy for you. That's not true. Unless the calories are cut down, I don't think intermittent fasting has much of a role at all. I would rather follow the conventional treatment, the conventional dietary principles that we have always stood for, and those are that you have small, frequent feeds. That means don't overeat at any time. Don't have a heavy breakfast, then nothing for lunch, and then a heavy dinner. Don't do that. Rather, even if you split your breakfast into two and have two small breakfasts, for example, you don't need to do that. But if you have problems in controlling your postprandial sugar, it's a good idea to even split your breakfast. Similarly, have a light lunch, maybe a small snack in the evening, a light dinner, and maybe a cup of milk at night or something like that. So when you distribute your meals like this, the advantage you have is that the glucose levels do not go up at any particular time. In other words, you can prevent the highs and the lows of sugar. You can prevent the postprandial spikes in the sugar, and you can prevent the nocturnal nadir in the sugar, where your sugar levels go down when you sleep, for example. So the principle of small, frequent feeds is something which I have been propagating for the last 40, 50 years, and I still think that this is the best way to control diabetes. Remember, when you have a large meal, now typically what happens if you have been fasting for a long time, you'll end up eating a huge meal. With that, there is a huge surge in the glucose level, and along with that, a huge surge and a need for insulin also to control your glucose level. So actually doing the body harm by overeating at a particular time. So remember, the best way for a person with diabetes to plan his or her diet plan for the day is to have small, frequent feeds. Thank you.